Here we go.
This might seem logical, but I've learned you're not always driven by common sense. So keep your heat shield functioning, or things will get very hot.
Sure thing, boss.
Might I recommend avoiding collision with those big rock-shaped things? They will damage your heat shield.
Gee, really? Why, they seem perfectly cushiony to me.
We've seen a few Rift games tackle third-person perspective, most notably the Oculus-published Lucky's Tale, shown at E3 this year. Vanguard V by Proton Pulse creator Justin Moravec takes a novel approach to create a third-person, on-the-rails shooter that feels in keeping with VR and the science fiction setting.
Weapon systems activated. Go get him.
You play as Q, a flight suit pilot charged with blasting through swarms of alien parasites. After a brief but effective establishing sequence, your perspective switches from Q's view to that of her AI companion robot, Bit. You are still supposed to be Q, just that Bit's perspective is being transmitted into her headset to allow her greater situational awareness. The demo does switch between first and third person perspective at the beginning and the end, reinforcing this point.
Besides, you lack a certain situational awareness. This will help.
I appreciate the effort that's gone into establishing this premise and making it feel logical within this world as well as being functional. As a way of playing, it works nicely and opens up the possibility for some interesting gameplay and narrative moments. This interplay between viewing yourself from without and within could be explored in a number of different ways, and I'd love to see it paired with some basic motion controllers, if only for aesthetic value. I'd be surprised if we didn't see a set piece in the full game wherein the link to Bit is disrupted and you're forced to play in the first person for a segment.
There's an awful lot of junk out here.
I wouldn't recommend colliding with the space debris. Now's not the time for recycling.
The premise also provides a good basis for interplay between the two characters. Both voice performers bring life to their parts, inhabiting the sardonic buddy, sassy heroine comedy duo trope well. Although your mileage may vary on how far you find this dialogue endearing or irritating. The real audio highlight is the soundtrack, which is a great fit for the game.
There's a 98.8% chance that seriously hurted.
The game itself is controlled entirely with the HMD. Indeed, even starting the game can be initiated by tapping the side of the Rift. A clever interaction design using the headset's tracking capabilities in a manner reminiscent of the ingenious magnetic button on Google Cardboard.
As I mentioned before, try running into the parasites. Think of your heat shield as a big fly swatter.
You are constantly moving forward and the centre of your view is marked out with a box which Q follows around, dodging space debris and enemy fire. Some swift movements are required, but in the DK2 this all feels quite comfortable. On a 2D monitor, it would probably be frustratingly difficult to navigate Q through the frenetically paced action, but thanks to the 3D of the Rift, this is not a problem, and you'll find it surprisingly easy to duck and weave past obstacles.
Module. Unless on the information networks, you wouldn't need so much rocket fuel in the first place. Your heat shield is reaching dangerous levels. Be more careful.
The only thing that doesn't really work for me is the mechanism by which Q fights back. Enemies are targeted by looking at them, and then after a short delay she fires shots that home in on all of the foes you targeted. Unfortunately, that delay makes successful hits feel a bit unsatisfying. By the time they happen, you may already be about to zoom past the enemy, or your focus is likely to be elsewhere. I can understand that there is some merit in headset-only controlled games, but I think in this case a fire button would definitely be appreciated. The demo for Vanguard V is available for all Kickstarter backers, and while it is looking like a rather steep hill to climb in its last week, it would be a shame if it misses that goal. The demo is polished and fun to play, and well worth $1 pledge at least.
Oh,